Have you ever noticed that no matter what you eat or how hard you try, the fat in your belly won't go away? Even worse, the belly remains even while you lose weight everywhere else. Insulin resistance remains fixed, and fasting glucose levels remain elevated. If it sounds similar, pay close attention because I'm about to demonstrate one of the most effective, scientifically supported methods. Visceral fat, or the fat surrounding your organs, can be melted in as short as 30 days. The finest part is right here. Your insulin sensitivity rises and your fasting blood sugar improves when you burn visceral fat. In fact, your liver restores normal glucose levels. Manage your energy. Return today, and I'll give you the precise metabolic playbook based on metabolic ward studies, randomized trials, and real-world reversals we've witnessed in diabetes management. Additionally, if you would like the recipe guide that accompanies all I'm going to show you, please leave a comment below, and we will send it to you at no cost. Now let's get started. The first thing you must comprehend is this. Visceral fat is not typical fat. The fat beneath the skin is not the same as the muffin top. It's not the thing around your waist that can be pinched. The visceral fat is located deep within the abdomen. It acts completely differently than typical body fat and is crammed around your liver, pancreas, and intestines. Because of its metabolic activity, this fat releases compounds that raise blood sugar levels as well as hormones and inflammatory molecules. All day, every day. Consider visceral fat as an abdominal hazardous factory. The worst part is still to come. More insulin-blocking and stress hormone receptors are found in visceral fat than in nearly any other type of body fat. This implies that it exacerbates insulin resistance and reacts to cortisol more quickly. Even when you sleep, it drives quickly and more forcefully, raising blood sugar levels. Because of this, even if their meal was excellent, persons with visceral fat wake up with elevated blood sugar. Let me now share the wonderful news with you. If you target visceral fat properly, it's also the easiest fat to burn. I'll teach you how today, but first you must realize that your morning fasting glucose isn't random. Age isn't the only factor. It goes beyond carbohydrates. It's not because your body suddenly lost its ability to control blood sugar levels. It's because your muscle cells and fat have clogged your liver, unable to react to insulin. Consider your cells to be drains. The secret that unlocks the drain is insulin. Glucose is the water, but when you have too much fat in your muscles and liver, the drain becomes clogged, preventing glucose from entering your bloodstream. Controlled feeding trials have often demonstrated this. A randomized experiment that was published in Diabetic Care is one of the best examples. The participants received different kinds of fat but the same number of calories, neither more food nor more weight gain. One group consumed a lot of butter, cheese, coconut oil, and saturated fat. Unsaturated fat was consumed by one group. Significant increases in liver fat and worsening insulin resistance were observed in the saturated fat group. During the night, the unsaturated fat group produced more glucose, hardly altered. Their liver fat increased dramatically, but neither their weight nor their caloric intake changed. This indicates that latched glucose causes morning highs and saturated fat clogs the liver. Your blood sugar is stubborn because of this. Because of this, reducing carbs doesn't address the underlying issue. For this reason, I'm going to demonstrate several tactics to you. Can quickly change your numbers. All set? Let's get started with the 30-day visceral fat melting tutorial. The first method is a plant-based, whole food, low-fat diet that I refer to as the liver unlock. Take this away from the video, if nothing else. The quickest strategy to reduce visceral fat and fasting glucose is to reduce saturated fat. Forget about it. Clinical trials demonstrate just this. A 2022 JAMA Network open randomized controlled trial placed participants on a low-fat diet, a plant-based diet, and its effects. Substantial decrease in liver fat, enhanced insulin sensitivity, reduced fasting glucose, increased fat, and oxidation. That is, burning fat continuously. This is the crazy part. This occurred even in the absence of calorie restriction. As long as the food was plant-based and low in fat, people were free to consume as much as they pleased. Hence, members of Mastering Diabetes, you're not starving when you see such quick results. You are not cutting out carbohydrates. All you're doing is getting rid of the fat that clogs your liver. If you want to melt, consume these foods: entire grains, potatoes, sweet potatoes, vegetables, legumes, and visceral fat. Not only does it contain fruit, but it also contains non-starchy vegetables, herbs, spices, balsamic vinegar, zero oil, low saturated fat, and high fiber. Causes visceral fat to die. Here's a little comparison. Consider your liver to be similar to your car's air filter. The engine operates more effectively and air flows more smoothly when it is clean. However, the engine overworks, burning more gasoline and performing badly when the filter becomes clogged with dust and sludge, which is similar to the saturated fat deposited inside your liver. This is the secret. You are unable to. Your escape from a blocked filter is restricted by carbohydrates. The buildup must be removed, and the best way to do it is to eat meals high in fiber and low in fat, which help the liver remove fat and give it time to relax and heal. This is why the next tactic is so effective. Time-restricted eating is the second method. The insulin off switch is another name for it. Fasting is the second method that rapidly melts visceral fat. When done properly, you shouldn't starve yourself. Not periods of severe fasting. Just a basic 1, 14, 10, 16, or 8 timetable. This is the reason it works. Insulin levels fall while you are not eating, and your liver eventually receives the signal to begin burning fat instead of storing it. This goes beyond theory. A single-blind randomized crossover trial was conducted in 2023 among individuals with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. One group adhered to a schedule of 16 8-time restricted fasts. For 12 weeks, fast for 16 hours and consume all meals within an 8-hour time frame. The fasting group experienced much greater improvements, including less liver fat as determined by an ultrasound-based liver fat scan, more weight loss, a smaller waist circumference, and a lower BMI in plain English. Basically, a tighter window for eating than the comparison group, which only received standard diet and lifestyle advice. Helped their livers eliminate stored fat and reduce visceral fat around the waist without significantly altering their reported caloric intake. This is why fasting is effective. Think of insulin as your fat cell's door lock. There is no fat burning when insulin levels are high. The door opens and stores liver fat when insulin levels are low. Pours forth to be visceral and burned. The first to react is fat. Here's a safe way to do it. At 7 or 8 o'clock at night, stop eating. Postpone breakfast till 10 o'clock or 11 a.m. during the fasting period. Sip on black coffee, herbal tea, or water. When feeding opens, eat low-fat, high-fiber meals. This provides your liver long periods and lowers 24-hour glucose peaks. Help eliminate fat that has been accumulated. This explains why a lot of people eat healthily but still have elevated blood sugar levels in the morning. They have a full liver. It can be cleared by fasting. The third method is Zone 2, cardio, or what I refer to as the visceral fat furnace. Zone 2 cardio, light to moderate steady movement, is the best workout to burn visceral fat if you were to pick only one. You can use your nose to breathe. Your heart rate is obviously increased, but you are able to speak in complete phrases. Here's why Zone 2 is effective and why high-intensity interval training isn't always necessary. The metabolic sweet spot is Zone 2. It's that you can still speak in complete sentences with little effort. Your body can improve mitochondrial activity and burn a large percentage of fat for fuel at this rate. Over time, your liver uses the engines in your cells to mobilize and burn accumulated triglycerides. The resistance versus aerobic exercise in type 2 diabetes randomized controlled trial, which included 31 adults with the disease, shows that this is more than just theory. Additionally, 4 months of aerobic training, constant, moderate intensity, cardio zone, 2-style walking, recycling, or resistance training were assigned to patients with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. All sessions were overseen 3 times a week, and the diet was not drastically altered. After 4 months, what was the outcome? Hepatic toxins disappeared in around 1 out of 4 persons in both groups when liver fat was reduced by 25 to 33% as determined by MRI. A1C was lowered by decreased visceral belly fat and overall body fat, as well as improved insulin sensitivity as determined by CLAMP. The main conclusion is that you can improve your liver and insulin sensitivity without engaging in harsh, high-intensity workouts. Regular exercise at a moderate intensity. Reducing liver fat and enhancing metabolic health only required what most people would refer to as Zone 2 effort. This is why it's important. You don't have to kill yourself in the gym. All you need is steady, low-intensity exercise. How to spend 30 to 45 minutes in Zone 2. Between 4 and 5 times a week. Swimming, cycling, dancing, elliptical, walking at a brisk pace, and walking on an incline. Liver fat can be melted if you can walk and breathe through your nose. The fourth strategy, which I refer to as the fat flush mechanism, involves eating foods high in fiber. One of the most effective, and underappreciated, tools for lowering visceral fat and enhancing fatty liver is fiber. This isn't theory, either. According to actual clinical data, individuals with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease can increase their consumption of fiber by following a 6-month diet intervention. Between 19 and 29 grams daily from common foods, including more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. This is what transpired during that investigation. Participants' liver enzyme levels improved. Liver fat decreased considerably with AST/ALT and GGT. The ultrasound Hamaguchi score decreased from 2.87 to 1.4, indicating improved insulin resistance and less fatty liver. HOMA-IR dropped and people started fasting. Insulin dropped. Blood levels of triglycerides dropped. Significant decline in a gut leakiness indicator. Serum zonulin decreased from 7.3 to 0.5, or around 90%. Put differently, increased fiber is associated with improved insulin sensitivity, a healthier liver, and reduced inflammation. Stomach leaks. The mechanism by which fiber functions is that it replaces highly processed meals and saturated fat. You naturally consume fewer fatty, processed foods that cause liver fat when you eat a lot of beans, fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Nourishes the bacteria in the stomach. Short-chain fatty acids like butyrate and propionate are produced when gut bacteria ferment fiber, strengthening the gut barrier. Insulin sensitivity is improved by integrity and decreased liver inflammation. Better insulin sensitivity and a decreased incidence of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease are consistently linked to higher fiber intake. Short-chain fatty acids and decreased endotoxemia, in part, dull post-meal glucose, lower calorie density, limit the absorption of glucose, and make you feel full on fewer calories. Over time, this promotes weight loss and further reduces liver fat. Fiber can be thought of as your metabolism's traffic controller. In order to prevent glucose from suddenly flooding your bloodstream, it slows down the autos. It helps your liver by keeping the highways free and sending nutrients to the gut bacteria that make short-chain fatty acids, which are signals that reduce inflammation. Instead of allowing fat to accumulate, move it out. The majority of people lack fiber rather than being sensitive to carbohydrates. The fifth method, which I refer to as the 24-hour turnaround, involves reducing saturated fat. This has previously been discussed, but it cannot be emphasized enough. The impact of saturated fat on insulin resistance and liver fat is particularly potent. One of the most thorough research on this was carried out in 2018, even when body weight and calories remain constant. However, as previously stated, adults in this randomized controlled overfeeding trial were given more calories for a mere 3 weeks. Originated in several places. Fat that is saturated. Simple sugars or unsaturated fats. This is what they discovered. Individuals that consumed saturated fat experienced a marked increase in liver fat. Of all the groups, the largest rise was in insulin resistance, fasting insulin, and circulating insulin. Because physiologically saturated fat lowers insulin sensitivity for several hours after a meal, increasing fat deposition in the liver and abdomen without significant weight gain is made more difficult by toxic fat molecules that directly interfere with insulin signaling. Your blood sugar must rise and remain high for glucose to enter your cells. The lesson is that you don't have to be fat-free, but you should limit saturated fat. Allows space for your insulin receptors and liver to function. The good news is that following a plant-based, whole food diet makes this nearly straightforward. It naturally maximizes nutrients that restore insulin sensitivity and decreases saturated fat. We'll send you recipes to treat insulin resistance and maintain a clean liver if you leave a comment below this video. This is your precise recipe for dissolving visceral fat, as well as reducing daily fasting glucose. Eat quick, whole food, low-fat, high-fiber meals. 14 to 16 hours. Stop at 7 p.m. Eat between 10 o'clock and 11 a.m. After meals. Take a 10-minute walk. Water should be consumed first thing in the morning. Consume greens either before or after. 4 or 5 days a week, at every meal. Every meal, spend 30 to 45 minutes in Zone 2 cardio. Steer clear of oils. Steer clear of foods high in saturated fat. Select carbohydrates. Paired each week with fiber. Monitor your fasting blood sugar levels. Observe how patterns are getting better. You will melt visceral fat if you follow this plan. Your energy will rise and your fasting glucose will decrease. You'll become more sensitive to insulin. Frequently in days. It's not hype. This is what the study demonstrates. Every week, we witness this inside the realm of diabetes mastery. And if you're looking for a free recipe guide based on this precise research, it's full of high-fiber, low-fat meals that improve sensitivity to insulin. Simply leave a remark below, and we'll send it your way. Share this video with someone who is prepared to lower their blood sugar levels, subscribe to our channel, and hit the like button if it was helpful. Keep your A1C low and your carbs high until the next time.